What's going on, everyone? I know the camera angle changes pretty much every single episode. It's just there's a lot going on. You already know the reason why I keep looking down is because I'm there's a screen. You're on top of my computer screen now. This seems to be the more permanent solution. Maybe I'll add that chair in the back. You'll see me kind of sitting in there more often or something. I don't know. We're just gonna go with this for right now. That's a future problem for me. Again, I'm always looking down here because my screen is like my face is right here on the screen instead of the monitor right there on my camera. But anyways, this off season has been pretty crazy with all the changes. I have it up on my phone. Hopefully, you guys don't mind me referencing my phone and everything, bringing it up and talking about it. But first off, what I wanted to talk about is the craziness that is NYX. How ML Kings basically they just rebought the name for NYX, rebought it, whatever they did. They just rebranded to NYX, and now NYX never really got regulated. But there's something I wanted to capitalize and talk about too. Coming to this now, I said something that was pretty not a whole lot of people liked in the last episode about Thomas Taylor, about how I think he should probably take a step back from the not take a step back from the sport, right? But like kind of understand where you're at, right? So I know Thomas was a long time with Excessive, went over to Houston Heat for a bit, had a stint with them. Can't really remember. Hold on, before I just start mouthing off, let me see here, because I don't want to like totally get this wrong, but I do have everything up right here on my computer. Geez, this is going to take a minute. I'm so sorry. All right, so we have it up. Let me see here. So if we click on Thomas Taylor, we see that he was a long time on Excessive, right? He went over to Houston Heat, like I said, had a stint with them. And then he went over to Infamous, had a small stint with Red Storm over in Europe, and then got picked up to NYX. Now, my thing is that I didn't think Thomas was being the strongest player he could be, as we all know and love him, right? About, and I didn't mean any of that. Like I kept saying, I didn't mean it in any sort of negative connotation. It was just constructive criticism, right? I'm not a pro player. I'm not gonna. I have no room to really speak on that. You know, he knows his skill sets, and all the other pro teams and pro players and coaches know his skill set. But from an outside perspective looking in, that's been playing since 2007 and watching Thomas Taylor, it looked like he just was not performing as well as he normally did. So much so that if you go on PB Leagues right now, click on NXL, at the very top it'll tell you player rankings. You go to the very bottom of the list. Out of 255 players, Thomas Taylor is the very last one. And it's not like, I'm not trying to be a dick or nothing, right? Maybe that's just for World Cup. Maybe that's all of the NXL. I didn't dive that deep. Let me see. So we have National X-Ball Player League, a National X-Ball League player game stats, division, pro X-Ball, stage, all. So this seems to be World Cup maybe. But his showing was very last place. This is behind teams that a lot of people didn't even know going into World Cup, like Scalp, Ronholt Dynamite, Spider Fusion. Like, and NYX took 22nd out of 24 teams, only to beat out Spider Fusion and Ron Holt Dynamite. I'm not saying anything's wrong with the teams or nothing like that. I'm not saying anything's wrong with Thomas Taylor. I just think there's. I mean, I didn't see any notifications of him entering the free agent portal or nothing like that. Maybe he's just trying to like look around and see what best suits him, or a team that could use his dynamic. The way I've always viewed Thomas Taylor is a very aggressive player that like to hit the snake, get up in your face, and go from there. Um, he's had a lot of fights over the years with multiple people. Not fights, but like, cameras on these two guys whenever they're overshooting each other, getting aggressive and in each other's face. Thomas Taylor was There's been a lot of that. Now it's kind of Alex Goldman. But um I don't know. It's I don't think he should step away, but maybe become a player that the dynamic of paintball has changed drastically, and I've learned that really fast over the last year. It's not what it used to be from 2007 to 2015 when the NXL took over. It's less sit down and just hold a lane to more head hunting, up close personal battles, and like physical ability. So I'm not saying Thomas Taylor doesn't have any of that. I'm saying he has actually all of that. This is like this. This is should be his prime. I understand age and all that crap, but it is what it is. I mean, he's in good physical shape though, as far as I remember. He hasn't seen. I haven't seen any like uh, reports of him being sick or nothing like that. But um, so I just wanted to like kind of expand on that. I didn't want it to sound like I was being super critical and just trying to be a dick, because that was not my intention. So next one is I want to bring up all of the stuff that's been going on. I mean, you guys hear it everywhere. Um, but let's just start it up. We had the big three that everybody was like, oh my God. And it's kind of everywhere, right? So let me get to the very beginning of this. Okay, so, what the fudge? There's a lot of moves. I didn't think it went so far back. Okay, so Stephen O'Mara went back to Revo. Um, Archie Barnes went to Revo. Josh Taylor is going to. Oh, went from NYX to Miami Kings, but now they're NYX again. Doesn't even matter. Connor Kelly signed with Aftershock. Kind of a crazy one. Didn't expect. I didn't expect a lot of moves from Heat. I expected a lot of moves maybe to Heat, but not from them. Um, we got the coach move, Chris Jansen. He left TBD to go to Revo. Leverage went to the pros. Royal City Sea Dogs, dude, guys, congrats. I've been saying it for a long time. I'm a huge Royal City Sea Dogs fan. Congratulations to you guys. I'm so stoked to watch them play pro. Um, let's see here. Player move Pat Kraft. He has left NYX and went to Ironman. Damage got Chris Scher and CJ Cantor. Austin Notorious folded and became Tauntauns FSU. Jared Lackey, he left TBD and joined Diesel. What is this? Breaking news with Uprising. I think nothing's happening, right? Yeah, no, all's good with the boys with Uprising. Um, Kevin Brettauer left Dynasty and is now on TBD. Kyle Berry got picked up, left NYX and went to Dynasty. Carter Donaldson left NYX and now is on TBD. Garrett Baldwin left RCC Dogs to go to Iron Men. Don't really know how that's going to really play out. Not, I don't think in a bad way in the sense, but like he got to the pro leagues. I guess they kind of watched him come up and stuff like that, and they liked his play style and went to the Iron Man. I personally would have stayed with Sea Dogs, but that's just me. Garrett Baldwin, yeah. Move alert, Houston Heat, Jackson Frey, and Cody LaPapa went to Heat, and how do I, John Chapa went to Heat. Axel Godin, Mark Franz, Jero Patino, Diego Santos, Hugo Verahe, Bryce Gaudin, Fabrice Colombo, Pascal Hauser. Those are all the guys on Tauntauns. Then we have the three. Archie, no, not the three yet. Archie left Dynasty and went to X Factor, which is insanity because I think the lineup that Dynasty had was like god tier, right? Like they won the last 4 World Cups together, destroying competition in a lot of the tournaments. Not every single one of them. Hold on. Not every single one of them, but an abundance of them. Dynasty was hard to stop the past few years. And just I don't know, it's kind of weird what's going on with Dynasty. Like I get it, money's a huge factor in paintball nowadays. Like guns are getting up to 2K. Standard. I remember when freaking Geos and Egos were 1250. Now they're 1800 and we're just we're just taking it. And I know why. It's because when you get sponsored by them, they can actually give you that price so that way they're not technically losing out on a lot. But to those that aren't sponsored. Coach Alert Dynasty got Mike Bianca from Hurricanes and Junior Brown. Nick Christian, Rob Altimore, and Joseph Altimore. They're leaving the Brooklyn Bears and they're going to Aftershock. Revo changed to Arsenal. I like that. I know, like, the whole 1-8, what was it? T1 Top Gun Union, 187 crew, Revo, now Arsenal. Personally, I like it. Rob Velez has gone to Infamous. Kind of a crazy one. I thought he was going to kind of die on. I thought he was like, when you think of Revo, you think of Rob Velez. But it is what it is. I mean, I'm pretty sure Rob Velez back in the day. Wait a minute. Yeah, Rob Velez was also on Aftershock, but I also like O'Mara. When I think of Revo, I think of O'Mara, Rob Velez. Move alert. Ethan Adams. Oh my God, that's right. Brooklyn Bears went back to Energy Elite. I think they're doing this thing where they their agreement might have been something like for 1 year we'll go as Brooklyn Bears. If it doesn't work with that, then we're going to bring in our people for NRG and we're going to rebrand back to NRG and we're going to go from there. I think that's what's happening. Ethan Adams of Baltimore Arsenal has joined NRG Elite. I know it's Energy, but excuse me. Frank Antitomaso, sorry if I butchered that. Antitomaso has left Baltimore Arsenal and joined Ironman. Mike Urena, dude, which is crazy, left Impact for Red Legion. That's kind of crazy. Like that pickup is insane because I feel like Mike is so good, and he went from Dynasty to Impact to Red Legion, but I mean, I feel like wherever Mike goes, he's gonna stand out. He's gonna definitely be a starter. Um, Jerry Caro returned to Iron Man from NYX. Uh, Damien Vasquez left Iron Man to join Energy Elites. Oh my dude, Konstantin Fedorov, dude. Fetty went to Tauntauns. Kind of a crazy one. Um, did not expect that. To be honest, I thought Fetty would have gone to like let's see what let's look at our teams, right? Like he's playing with Heat. The quickest way you could say it is like Fetty would go to X Factor maybe, right? Maybe he goes to X Factor, but that's a big maybe. I really don't think. I mean, Axel played with X Factor, so it's not. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything about like foreigners or something like that, right? I'm just saying, where would you see this giant Russian guy go to? I don't really know. I really don't know. He's a hammer. He's not going to Red Legion. That big fallout. That's not happening. I don't see a dynasty move happening at all. So let's see. You're gonna see some screen changes. To be honest, like I really wouldn't know. I really genuinely wouldn't know. Blast Camp lost their spot. Or they didn't lose it, but they gave it up to RCC Dogs. Um, honestly, where I would see Fedorov would have been uh it would have been Impact. That's where I would have seen it. But something crazy must have happened because Fedorov, like, I don't know. I think he's very good. I think that goes without saying. He ranked 41 out of 255 uh, on the player stats. The only guy above him on his team is Ryan Moorhead. So I don't know, man. That's kind of crazy. Tyler was right behind. Was like is 42. You know. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy. There had to have been a some sort of discourse, but yeah, Fedorov went to Tauntauns. Um, Joe Barrett left Infamous in his Dynasty. Uh, Aftermath has picked up Julian Velasquez. NYX has picked up Will Hennessy, George McLean. Hurricanes got Matty Hoddard and Justin Spencer for their coaches. And yeah, but the big three obviously is Marcelo, Rainey, and Alex going to Impact. And our last one is a move I did not ever see coming, man. That's the man, the legend, Nick Sloviak. I cannot believe he left Aftershock. Um, it's very mind blowing because you know Nick from OG Aftershock. He spent years trying to find a home on other teams, and then he was able to come back to Aftershock. And then within I think it's one season Aftershock was together. Um, they parted ways. Uh, I think I know the reason, and this is all going to be speculation. So none of this is true. This is all speculation. And this is unconfirmed. The only people that can confirm this is Nick and Aftershock and Todd Adamson. That's the only people that can confirm any of this. So don't take this and run with it. This is all 100% speculation. Is um, the whole Die situation. Uh, Nick works for Die. I'm sure he's probably contractually obligated to shoot Die at being a pro player. Needs to find a home for Die. And Aftershock did not like what was going on with the whole Die situation. And if I'm not gonna talk about this Die situation. You're not gonna find that out of me. But if you don't know already what is going on, I'm talking about the court case with Die. Not Die themselves, but I'm not trying to put it out there, you know what I'm saying? We don't need the drama. Um so this again, this is all speculation. This is not I'm not saying this is a true at all. This is just my opinion and speculation. So, with the court case that is going on with Die, or those in Die, with allegations, uh, Aftershock did not like that. Parted ways with Die. Of course, enjoyed the support because it's not everyone in that court case. It is, as far as I know, it's one guy in Die. So it's you know that's one. It's one guy. So thanked everybody for the support. Of course, the tech. Why crap on the tech for what's going on with someone else that's totally out of the tech's control? You know what I'm saying? So, um, thank them for their support. And they're probably going to move to JT and Planet Eclipse like they used to. They used to shoot. They used to have Sly masks, and then I think they went to GI, and then they were able to wear their grills and the profilers. And I think for a minute there, Aftershock was wearing Proflexes. So they might just go back down that route again. They might go the Planet Eclipse JT route. Um, so I think that's what happened. And Nick, he did put out, he appreciated uh, the trust and all that stuff, and it was good to be trusted. And I don't think there's a soul on this planet, especially in the paintball community, that does not trust Nick. I mean, right? Like, I think everybody knows that you could trust Nick. As far as I've always gotten to see him and uh, talk to him for a minute, but he's a very important guy. But yeah, I think that's what happened, and I can't. That's kind of like it's. I don't know, man. It was kind of a mind blowing situation. Because I know Shock isn't playing for the 2025 season. Shock Kids, or in the Shock line, right? Not Aftershock, but the divisional Shock. And I was gonna ask Todd, um, hit him up in a DM and see like where they play out of. Of course, I'm not gonna be able to fly, but if they played out of where I'm local to, I was gonna see if I can get some spins with them, but now things are up in the air. I don't really want to commit to all that stuff. Even if he were to say yes, but it is what it is. I mostly want to play ICPL. So Todd, if you are watching this and you want to put somebody on the squad for ICPL, I am down all day, every day. I can commit to it. I swear to God. You know, just DM me on Instagram. um, but yeah, I don't. So where would Nick go now? Nick has jumped from there was uh Aftershock. Now this is not true either. I don't personally know this, but I think Nick made Houston Heat. That's my opinion. That is not true at all, maybe, but I think Nick made Houston Heat in 2012, and they went on their frickin' stomping spree in 2012. But is that true? I don't think so. Well, I mean, I think so, but is it like factual truth? I don't know. He then went to 187 Crew. We know that. Uh, then he was on X Factor. Uh, well, I think, yeah, he was on X Factor. Um, and then he went to Iron Man, and then you know the whole stuff with Iron Man, their loss. Uh, and then he was on Chicago Aftershock. Where would Nick go if he were to if he were to get asked to get picked up? He's in the free agent portal right now. I have I think he would go to Dynasty because the guys on Dynasty own Field One, and they could just be like, "Yeah, Nick, it's fine. Shoot, die, whatever." Because I think Dynasty really only sponsors one other team, and that's Excessive Divisional, right? I could be wrong because I just don't see a whole lot of other sponsored teams shooting Field One. But um, yeah, I think if anything, he would go there. Now, if that's not the case, let's just spitball some things, some ideas, right? Uh, what would the odds of Nick going to like Uprising? Probably small, probably very small. But Uprising also, although they are sponsored by Lux, um, the boys they don't I mean you should you if you just watch their Instagram, they talk about how like sponsors need to give us better benefits, to which I agree. I think I want to talk about that too. Um, to which I agree. So I feel like they're not too hard pressed on a sponsor situation. Now, some of the guys wear Bunker King's masks, some of the guys wear Proflexes. So I don't think it's too far off. And with the situation with dye, I think it's going to be hard to find a team that will shoot dye. I mean, now you really only have to pick the Russians. Sorry, you only can pick Red Legion or Iron Man. And I don't think Nick's going to want to go back to Iron Man, right? So there's like really one other option. Um, but I don't know how likely of a pickup that's going to be. I really don't. So what do you do? Really, Nick only has that answer. Now, if it was me, uh, personally, I think what I would do uh, is understand the situation I'm in, that sacrifices need to be made. And although Nick always does say shoot die, and choose die, maybe that's like if it was me and I was vouching for Kingman, let's just say Kingman, right? I was always saying shoot Kingman, shoot Kingman, shoot Kingman. I would have to understand in order to further my career in the pro leagues that I need to bite the bullet, let everybody know. I mean, and it's not, to be honest with you, it's not really anyone's business but Nick's. But if I cared about what other people thought about me, I would say, guys, listen, I'm still working at die. I'm still an avid shooter of die. I'm always going to tell you to shoot die. But for my career to play professional paintball, I need to shoot something else. I have to. I'm kind of pigeonholed. I would just do that. And then Nick always loves to do scenarios and stuff, and then just always shoot die then. That would be my personal take. That's what I would kind of do. Other than that, let's just say all cards are off the table. Nick's just in the free portal. There's no there's no difference in opinion on die, right? Like he can shoot whatever. He's not contractually bound. Let's say that. I think that if Houston Heat didn't already reach back out, maybe Heat, maybe. Uh, I also said Uprising. Maybe he would have stayed on Aftershock. But again, the difference in opinion and everything. I don't think Infamous is the play. I don't think like he has been known to be playing on the uh, there's like we can all agree there's like top 6 teams in paintball, and the rest are kind of clawing to get into that, right? Uh, but they're all pros. They're all pros. They're all strong. We had a champions division and a challengers division one year. So let's just say he's been known to uh, just jump on the challengers teams a lot. With we saw with like 187 and Revo when they were starting up. Revo. Um, I wouldn't say that anymore about Revo. Uh, Shoot, it was the same team. Frick. Iron Man. Iron Man have not been doing great at all. Um, so yeah, where would we go from there, right? Um, I think the new NYX is out of the question, but that is a, a possibility. See, the thing with NYX though is I think it's a breed of players that are the personality is different from Nick, from what I can see, right? So maybe that, but um, I would also, to be honest with you, RCC dogs. I think RCC dogs could bring in a pro that has been around forever. Um, that is not a jab, but who has been around forever and um that he can just drop knowledge. I mean, he's already a coach for the combines and everything. I think he does the BK Fit stuff. I don't really watch all that stuff, so I don't really keep up with it. But I'm pretty sure he coaches and does all that stuff. Why not? Why not bring all of that talent to RCC Dogs? Now, I know why RCC Dogs wants to be an all Canadian team through and through. I think that's great, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what Impact tried to accomplish. Maybe not super strictly Canadian because they had Montresor on the team. They had Ryan Moorhead on the team and Rabikoff. They had Rainey, Dave Baines. So as much as you want to be an all Canadian team, as much as you want to be an all Brazilian team, French team, Russian team, British team, stuff like that, you are going to limit the ever living piss out of yourself. I understand that maybe you want to like make a statement, right? But I don't I just you're gonna really badly pigeonhole yourself and you're going to limit your potential essentially. So uh I just hope I hope the um RCC dogs like I'm gonna follow these guys religiously. I'm excited to see them in pro. I just hope that they really understand what they are deciding to do, um, and what they're deciding to uh, hold themselves to, right? Um, Other than that, let's see here. What do we got? Do we have anything else? Shocky, you changed. It is what it is. I guess that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I will say that this off season has been insane. I think this is the biggest set of changes in an off season paintball has ever gone through. Uh, I just Dynasty. A lot of people are thinking that Dynasty fell apart. I don't think that they fell apart. I just Dynasty is very heavy on the compassion if, and the drive for the sport. They want people that throughout their body love the sport, and there's a lot of people that need to get paid because paintball is extremely expensive. Uh, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's a crazy one. I don't even know where to go with it. We have months to go before the season starts up again, but where do I see people landing? I mean, I think we're going back to 2014. I think we're going back to like 2013, 2014. Maybe I might have it wrong. It might be 2014, 2015, where Impact just freaking they didn't care who they went up against. They were going to now they don't have Rabikov, but they do have a more solid core guys, uh, group of guys. Let me see. Didn't one of the Yakimak brothers kind of take a step back too? And he's playing the more of a coaching role. Zane and Zach. All right, so Zach is still around. Rob left. They have Dalton, Mike Zuppa, Trevor Reeser, Urena left. Tyler Penlilio, Nick Laval, Matt Derula, Justin Cornell, Brandon Cornell. So they have the Cornells. They are not related, are they? Are they related? No way. I don't think they are. So I yeah, Iron Man Impact. Okay, but I don't know. I I have no idea. But Tyler Penlilio. He played for Cap Factory and DMG. Okay. Um so he probably got brought up by Dave Baines, and Dave got him situated. Uh so like I said, where do I see everything going? It might be another, like I said, 2014, 2015 season Edmonton Impact where they kind of just drove everyone into the dirt. Red Legion is going. I I think if I genuinely think like if it's not Edmonton and Red Legion in the finals every single time, uh, I think TBD is going to be very like if we're gonna say like Red Legion and Impact are up here, right? Then TBD is going to be just right behind them. Um, I'm hardcore rooting for Seattle Uprising and Royal City. Um, but it's a very strong it's a very strong off season change. Uh, like I said, I'm going to be hardcore. I mean, it's no secret. My favorite team is Red Legion. Um, and I have to, of course, I also have to very much root for the local boys, TBD. But again, I am a very big fan of Uprising and Royal City. Um, so I have to kind of, I have to, I want to put those guys up there. And I'm hoping for it. I know, I guess I'll get into the Uprising situation, right? Um, Uprising has recently uh, posted, not all of the guys, this is just one of the guys on the team. I think it was the coach or the owner, but Uprising has released a statement talking about sponsors and how sponsors need to give more than what they're um, already giving us, right? And I agree with it. And what what do we get, right? We are walking billboards for all of these we're walking billboards for all of these sponsors, right? We throw them on our jerseys, we get all of their stuff, and we just we make it ag, right? We're back in like 2005 and 2006 with HK. We make it ag, and it not forces, but it really gets the mentality of other people. Like, man, if Houston Heat is using Lux's um Lux's spires and grills, frick, that looks sick. I gotta start wearing that. And from 2012, I should say actually like mid 2012 to like 2014, that's all you saw people using: a Lux Aspire and grills. Those were the hot things. GI Sports rocketed with their grills, even to the point where majority of the play, player base, the majority of the players playing paintball, were wearing grills. Has a spire. We all moved over from the die rotor. This is an R2, the battery pack's shot, and we moved into using a spire. A ball just dropped. But yeah, it's kind of you always see it. You see everybody using it. You see what team is dominating with all their stuff and all their gear, and you're like, man, I gotta use it. I gotta use it. There's a reason why majority of people shoot Planet Eclipse and Lux over die. Especially sponsored teams. Now, I what do I think that they should give? What is the incentive for me picking your gear? Now, it's as I said earlier, right? One sec. It's as I said earlier. This marker, the CS3, is $17.50, probably after taxes and shipping and all that stuff. It's $1,800, right? This barrel alone. You guys remember that one video where I was taking off that squeaky barrel? Give it 1 second, because this one's not squeaky. Whoa. I have a 3-piece barrel. The tip of this barrel, the tip alone, is $60. The back alone, this very short back, is $60. Okay, we're $120 in just a barrel. And then we have an insert. Now, this is what, a 685? And you have to buy multiple of these because obviously we got to have the best paint to bore match. That's fine. And these are like 25, $30. Now, Freak XL kit, it's like freaking 120 for all of the bores, which I would say you should go for because you're set for a lifetime. But I'm very lucky that this came with the marker. All right. Now, and what was that? Like 120, it's like about 150 bucks for a barrel, right? I just spent $150 for a barrel. And you want me to show off the barrel. There's a lot of teams that shoot planted eclipse and they shoot a freak kit instead because I mean it's cheaper. But thankfully the markers come with these barrels. But for someone that's out and they pick up a used Ego 9 and they're like, oh, but I want the newest barrel, and they go and get this kit because they don't have a sponsor. I mean, it's 150 bucks. It's kind of crazy, but they sell the pros using it, and if it's good enough for the pros, it's good enough for me, right? Well, what else do we get? Like, shoot, pros should be getting like a percentage. They're your sales people. They are. They're your salesmen. Your actual salesmen that are just selling things online. What I can go to planeteclipse.com right now. Planet Eclipse, welcome. Let's see what we got. Price hacks and all this stuff. But I can go on here and I can just order a marker on Lone Wolf Paintball, ANS gear, Black Friday Paintball. I can just buy the markers, the gear, whatever it is that I want. There's no salesperson involved. There's nobody to sell me the gun. There's none of that. You know like I said, your real salesmen are the reviewers that post up the videos on YouTube, the pros that use the guns. So instead of, so there's like a caveat to that, right? And the caveat is, oh, but they get discounted guns. Okay, well, instead of an $1,800 gun, like I said earlier, they'll sell it to the pros for $1,250. Maybe if you're like X Factor, who have been a sole Planet Eclipse shooter for however many years, from over 20, it feels like, or maybe their entire lifespan, you get guns for $500, right? But that doesn't mean they're giving you the money for the sales. Like every single time, I buy a gun, there should be something like, what made you want to buy this? And we say, oh, frickin', Tampa Bay Damage made me want to buy this Lux. So TBD, they all get a portion, I mean, of course it's hard to like implement, right? It's hard to track and divvy out that out. It gets really complicated, but something can happen, right? I don't know. But yeah, like for going to every single tournament, there's 4 tournaments in the year, maybe like what, 5? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 tournaments in the year. Possibly more if you play scenario, if you play rec ball, stuff like that. Or local, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 in 2022, 2021. There was 6 from 2016 to 2022. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5. So yeah, like I think that the players need to get more back. I really genuinely do. Now there are incentive programs like from GI, maybe ProShar, Key, whatever it is, for paint, and that's really good because paint obviously is the biggest factor in paintball. I mean, it's in the name. But with all of that being said, I don't think that sponsorships alone is warranted. So let's just say all pro teams just stopped taking sponsors. They just stopped. Now, what is going to happen? Now, it's going to suck but they're going to be like, okay, well, now we have free range of sponsors. Let's pick somebody. And everybody's going to pick whoever they want to pick. Field one shoots, field one guns. Uh, let's say everyone besides Ironman shoot Planet Eclipse. That's way more, and that's everyone. Everyone chooses to go with Planet Eclipse. Now, they have to buy all the guns at $1,800. They're not contractually bound or nothing like that. If the Planet Eclipse, for whatever reason, goes down, they have a Lux in their bag and they shoot the Lux. What does that mean for the companies? Well, maybe the next year, this CS4 is released, but these teams they don't need to buy the new CS4. So they continue to shoot the CS3. And then the CS5 is released. They continue to shoot the CS3. And then they're like, okay, now we're probably kind of pushing it. Let's buy a new gun. CS6 is released. So they buy the CS6, stuff like that. Will it hurt the business? Well, hopefully hopefully not. That's not the intention. But I feel like there's more advantage for the sponsor than there is for the actual professional paintball player. The one that's putting the work in, that's getting you those sales. Because you best believe players are influenced. There is a reason, other than the durability of a Planet Eclipse marker, that people shoot Planet Eclipse, is because, the pros are destroying with them. I mean, if we were constantly worried about, like getting the number one guns and who the number one team, what gun the number one team uses, everyone would be shooting die, because Red Legion just destroyed and took the number one season ranking. And they're obviously the die team, a die team, but everyone picks Planet Eclipse because every pro other than Red Legion, Heat, Damage, used to be Aftershock, Diesel, Iron Man, Aftermath, Uprising. Yeah. More pro teams than not are picking Planet Eclipse because they just work and they do what they need to do and they just get done. So yeah, I don't know. I think there needs to be a much bigger incentive for teams to pick sponsors, for sponsors to give back more to these pro teams. If we actually want to consider ourselves a professional sport, I don't think we sit there and make the players. It's kind of like football, right? Like you're asking them now. God, maybe this is true, but there's a lot of backing in the NFL. But every single down, let's say every single down, they buy new football and they buy new pads or like a new helmet every single time, every new down. So at 50, $60, it's just all of that gear is provided because they're pro players. I mean, the player that itself does not need to buy the gear, right? It's provided to them by the team. Maybe that's something that needs to happen. The pros, you actually want to consider yourself a pro team. Maybe the coaches or the owners of the team, I'm just going to pick a random team. Let's say like we'll use an old team that's no longer here, right? Let's use Boom, for example. Boom's used to be a pro team, and in order for, they contact somebody, hey, Bob, We want to bring you onto the team. We think you'd be a good fit and everything. Bob says, cool. Uh, I'll take it. When Bob gets to the practice, he is given his elbow pads, his jersey, uh, his mask, his gun, the barrels they want him to use, the cleats. Yeah, let's say cleats. Yeah, cleats. The or he can go out and buy his own. It doesn't matter. The pants. I don't know if I said that. Slider shorts. Arm pads. Pod pack pods. All of that is provided to the player because you want to be a pro team. Give your player the equipment to be a pro player, but instead they're going to make sure like, hey, you got this, you got that, you got this, you got that. Anything you're really missing? Oh, well, you need to shoot DLX, so we need you to buy the gun. Like, find a way to sell your old one, sign it or something, sell it to somebody who really likes you on the internet, and yeah, buy a Lux. We have a discount program. Instead of $1,800, you're going to get it for $1,400. It's $400 off. You'll sell your old one because now you're a pro, or you're transferring over. Your other gun will sell mediocrely. So, it's that's my opinion. I feel like if you're now maybe some pro teams are like that. Maybe some pro teams do have the gear sitting there and they're getting ready to give to the players. I mean, I do remember back in there is a video of Houston Heat, and the guys were in a house, and the guys on Houston Heat just got new spires, and their coach opened up a notebook and said, "All right, I'm gonna call your names. You're just gonna come up and grab what you want." And he started calling the names, and they were going up and they were grabbing the colors they wanted. It was just random colors, random. It could be green, blue. It could have been FDE, FGG, random colors, and they were just called up to go pick them. I think it was Houston Heat. So there are teams that it seems like that do that. But what also helps pro teams and stuff is the interaction on social media, just like what Uprising was talking about, was social media interactions and stuff like that. But you also got to tag your you also have to tag your sponsors in it. It's like it's a never-ending cycle. There's a lot that goes for the sponsor, but not a whole lot that goes back for the players. So that's kind of a tough situation. But my opinion, I think that sponsorships need to give more. Your team is winning with your gear. You need to give them a good chunk of money back. I mean, it's only right? Like, you see it in NASCAR, you see it in NFL, you see it in other sports that sponsors. The sponsors chase the teams and the players, not the teams chasing the sponsors. So, kind of crazy. Really quick, I'm going to pause this recording. I know I usually do everything like unedited and stuff, but I'm going to pause this real quick so that I can go grab something. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So, what I wanted to talk about real quick was I spoke to, let's see, hold on. Oh, frickin' A. Hold on. So, I had told you guys last time that I wanted to give my review of frick. Oh my god, I have totally forgot what it was. Let me see if it's in here. It's Andre Lopez. That's what it was. I'm so sorry. It's been a hot minute. So, I spoke to Andre Lopez at World Cup about the new Proflex G1 foam, You can see it in there. It's got the little nose cut out. Let me see here. You guys, I think you guys saw it, but there it is. So, um, I tried this out and played for a hot minute with these and wanted to get an idea, give an idea as to what you should expect and all that stuff with the new foam. I don't know if anybody really genuinely cares, but if you're wondering what this build is, it's just the like dark camo bottoms on the Raza Flage frames, but it's soon to be changing. The When I talked to Andre, he said he wanted to build foam that the player could forget about and just play. And when I put it on, it was awesome. It felt amazing. So I bought two pairs, like I showed you guys. I bought this pair here. Obviously, like you can see the logo right there where it says G1 right here. And I bought a secondary pair that's over on the shelf back there, with my own money. I poorly installed the nose onto the mask, and it did not feel good at all. I was extremely disappointed. I was upset. Quite literally, I was upset. I was like, man, I was really looking forward to this. They did the peel. It's a peel back. You can see it's kind of mangled right here, but it's a peel back system, and I totally just screwed it all over. I hit up Andre and was able to get sent just the nose piece, and he sent me the video as to how to put it in and install them. And I swear to God, you guys, if you haven't already and you don't already have them, one, get them. Two, for the love of God, watch the video because it's a game changer. And this foam is nasty. It is so comfortable. I swear. It is, like I said, it is a game changer. I love this foam. From here on out, basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to buy, every time I buy like a new frame or something, or like a new I'm looking to get another I'm looking to get a Flex 8, but uh I'm going to be buying the G1 foam alongside it because it's just it's too good. When I played with it, did I forget about it? Not really, because I actually kind of focused on it. I wanted to actually see how it would feel. So I just kept it in mind. Just kept telling myself, think about the foam, think about the foam, think about the foam. But it was extremely comfortable. I have no qualms with it. With installing, the reason and the way I screwed it up was because I took the bottoms off. I took the lens out because I thought, oh, it'll be more malleable. I'll be able to, work it around and all that stuff. Don't do that. It sounds like a great idea, but it is not. In all actuality, it made it to where it went farther down on my nose and it just hung there. So whenever I put the mask on, it was just right here at the end of my nose, and I hated it. It got me so like upset that where again I contacted Andre. He was able to get me situated. And what the heck? Okay, he was able to get me situated. Sent me the video. I reinstalled the foam in the video, where you literally keep the lens in, take your bottoms off. This is for the nose piece, the part that's going to come down right here. Pinch it, pull it back towards you, and then stick it on. But if you see, because this is a fixed lens camera, you're going to have to like really look. You can see this lip. Oh, I can't see my finger. You can see this lip of the man, oh man, right, right there. You could see the lip of the foam. With me, I was really worried about that lip kind of coming, the foam kind of coming up under my eye, and it was gonna just block my vision. Don't be scared of that. What I was also scared of was, I don't know if you can see it here, but in the mask, like, where's my phone? Hold on, let me bring a thing to this. So in the foam, you can see that there's like an abundance, a big space of foam up there at the nose, right? I don't really know how I can like put that any better. Like, frick, like right up here in the nose, between the nose and the like actual nose part of the mask, like right here. There's gonna be a gap, and um, you don't want to force the foam underneath and back in. It's supposed to be able to move around. So I did that as well. I had pushed it up into it. It probably doesn't make sense and it's hard to follow, but watch the video. You just quite literally put it in there, and it's good to go. Leave a nice little ridge along the mask here. Like I said, you want to leave like where the foam is just a little bit higher than the mask itself, and it works great. I mean, I like I said, I think it's the most comfortable foam, and what JT should have been going with whenever they remade the foam and crap like that. So it sits perfect. It's way better than what it was. It still seals up perfectly fine. Hopefully you can hear me. But it still seals up perfectly fine. I don't have the, like sometimes the JT foam will just kind of like start piling up right here. I don't get any of that. And yeah, it's way higher on my nose now than what it used to. Like I said, it used to sit all the way down here, but now it sits back up here, like right where I wanted it to. But like I said, Andre wanted us to forget about the foam. I unfortunately was not able to because, like, what can you take away from all of this? Is what I'm trying to say. Is the foam is awesome. Every single time you buy a new JT mask and it doesn't have like the older foam, buy the G1 foam. It's money well spent. I'm not one for trying to add more money than what we already do to paintball, but I swear this is a game changer. It's such a good mask. Or sorry, it's such a good foam. Um, the installation, please watch the video that he posted. He posted it in the JT Facebook group. I think they posted it up on their YouTube channel. I think it's a short. It's not like a video itself, but it's a YouTube short. I would watch that. And like I said, if you're worried about like the forehead feeling, forehead's perfectly fine. I did forget about the forehead. I was more concerned about the nose part and how the nose felt. And I can genuinely say it feels amazing. The most comfortable mask is becoming comfortable again. So I'm not being paid at all to say any of this, by the way. It's so strictly I bought it with all my money. I bought it at World Cup, so I don't know where the receipt would be, but yeah, it was all bought by my own money. I have only emailed him in order to get the to talk about the nose and how I screwed it up. Like I said over there, it's torn up. I'm not sponsored by G1 at all, but they are starting to make game-changing products that I think everybody needs to kind of look at and think about on their next purchase. Again, uh, get the it's the JT Pro. If you go to G1Paper.com, it's the JT Proflex Spectra Performance Foam. Again, it's fantastic. Um, yeah, it is it is fantastic. It's like I said, I'm going to be getting another. I'm going to be looking to pick up a Flex 8, and alongside it, I'm going to be installing that foam. If I want to do another build, I've been looking at getting a build with. I've been getting a looking to get a build with yellow frames. I'm going to be installing it. Like as soon as I buy the frame, I'm going to be installing the foam. So, that's pretty much all I have. Uh, I know a lot of things are controversial. I look like Shane Gillis. I know a lot of things are controversial. I apologize. I'm not meaning to crap on anybody. There's been so many changes. I know there's going to be more off-season changes that are going to be mind-blowing. Like speaking of right now, uh, Carl Markowski is posting a video of him sliding into a Dorito on Instagram. Oh, that's Carl Markowski. He let's be honest, he probably just got picked up by Aftershock. So, other than that, I hope you guys have great holidays. You have a great Christmas. This was recorded on the Saturday before Christmas, so yeah, I hope this gets out pretty quick. I'm extremely busy. I work a 60-hour schedule, uh, and I'm just doing what I can. But yeah, you guys have a great time. Happy holidays. New season's gonna be crazy. Uh, but we're going into it strong. All right, guys. See you later.